Hey, what's up, man? It's the biggest Libra, and I'm back with another fucking video. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Hey, look, this one here kind of crazy, though. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't even see it yet, dog. I swear I ain't see that one yet. I didn't see this one yet. It one a little kind of crazy, my dog. Like the title of it sound crazy. The title of it's crazy. But hey, look, we gonna get right into it, man. Let's you know what I'm saying? Let's see what this shit's talking about, man. You know what I mean? It's like I'm into like spiritual shit, like spirituality and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Real deep into it, you feel me? So I like to watch shit about different things. You know what I mean? Just tune in. You hear me?
I looked around and I was not in my bedroom anymore. It went into this pitch black fog of darkness. I saw what looked like what I could describe as two fallen angels. They were 9 feet tall. They had wings coming up off of their back like this here. And you could see that their rib cages were exposed, and you could see this dead flesh from their bodies hanging off of them. A person who's in the bed next to me, and they are shredding him to pieces. The way that they were moving in this coordinated, syncopated, supernatural speed, it was like shred. They were moving so fast, like something you would see on a movie, a Marvel movie or something like that. Now I am trembling. And that's why I tell people, I know what it means to be paralyzed with fear. And I looked again, one of them had the guy's body over its shoulder, and they were walking back off into this darkness, and the other one pointed at me, and it was as if he was saying, "You're next." So this evil grin, demonic, with teeth.
I ain't gonna lie, that's some crazy shit to see, my boy. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Hey, man, this shit starting off crazy. Yo, this is some crazy shit. It's some crazy shit. What the fuck?
Hi, welcome to Touching the Afterlife. Well, we are in for quite a treat today. We are going to be hearing from KJ. Now, KJ, before getting saved, many things happened leading up to it where he was taken to hell, seeing demons torturing people. He's seen an entertainment center in hell. And later on, after getting saved, his favorite vision was when he met Jesus twice. You don't want to miss a single moment of his testimony today. Welcome, KJ.
Before moving to NetSuite, we had challenges that we had a local-based server, we had a highly customized system, and we had...
Hi everybody. Hi, Julie.
Hey, I am so excited to have you on today. You know that. So please share with us how you got saved and where it all began.
So basically, I grew up in Southeast Texas. I dealt with, as far back as I can remember, I've dealt with certain traumatic events along the way throughout my childhood. I've dealt with depression and rejection extensively for a while. I learned how to live in that, which was dysfunctional and is dysfunctional. I was molested as a small child by a family member of mine. I probably was about between 3 and 4 years old, at that age where you can't.
No cap. I was molested by my cousins. It was a girl though. You know, when I was like 4. For a few years, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's another story time for y'all. I'm gonna say that when it's story time, you hear me? I'm gonna tell you about it.
Really speak clear English yet. So it was hard for me to even try to understand and yet even articulate what my experience or what was happening to me. So by the time I was able to really get that through to my parents, it had happened twice that I can remember. And I didn't understand exactly what it was. But anyway, my that got shut down, and then, you know, I had to move on, not really understanding why that happened. I thank God it didn't affect me in a way that would have turned me, you know, another direction, so to speak. But it was a pivotal moment as an early child. I remember my parents splitting up when I was very young, about 7 or 8 years old. So that began this journey of being with one, being with another, and that was dysfunction became normalcy. So it was like trying to understand what normalcy even was so distant and far from me. And there's so much other stuff that I could touch on, but uh, it led to me starting to get into mischievous things as a young teenager, going into middle school, into high school. It spilled over into high school from middle school, and it just increased. I remember partying and uh, sleeping around, drugs, alcohol, and eventually I got off into getting into gangs, and that really is where it began to spiral out of control. I joined a gang. I started. Now this is all me trying to find an identity that was in some place that it was never.
Facts, that's how it be though. That's how our young niggas get caught up a lot in this shit, cause we would just be trying to find ourselves in the moments, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't really got too much guidance. It'd be hard to, you feel me, like it'd be hard to figure out who you are in a world like this. You know what I mean? So a nigga might go try this. A nigga might go try that just to see what fit him. You know what I mean? What might benefit him if this worked for him. You know, that's how we get caught up in that little system shit, like as my people, you know what I mean? So I do really understand. I do.
Meant to be. I started getting in fights and going into different places where I should not have been, had no business being. And then I would now in hindsight see how God was covering and protecting me. It was people that I knew that had been murdered and killed. It was people I knew that were locked up in prison, some of them just now getting out from high school. And somehow I managed to dodge a lot of stuff that could have and should have happened to me in my life. Well, anyway, eventually I got to a point where I got disgusted with the way that I was living. So I went to my parents, to my mother particularly, and my mother had remarried. So I had a stepfather. And I basically told them that I wanted to go to college because I was able to do band through middle school and the high school, marching band. And then a guy that I was at school with, he had went to school and he showed me some footage of the band that he was in, a very prestigious and world famed organization. So I ended up going to this school. But the thing is, my mind and none of that had been renewed. So I brought that lifestyle over to this college. Excuse me. And that mischievous lifestyle, it just carried over, it spilled over in the school. And imagine it being done with no parents there. So eventually I end up joining a fraternity in school because, mind you, this whole time I'm trying to find acceptance. I'm trying to find a place in the pecking order, so to speak. I'm trying to find acceptance because I still don't know who I am. There's an emptiness and a vainness inside of me, and now it's beginning to bubble over into arrogance, which is a horrible combination of different things, along with depression and rejection. So it was like a hurricane of different emotions and thoughts and various things like that. Well, what ended up happening, I ended up experiencing like some extreme demonic depression and rejection. And it was, if I always tell people that if I had been diagnosed, it would have definitely been clinical depression. It would have been something that they would have been able to put on the meter, on the spectrum, so to speak, probably try to diagnose medication in order to fix something that was spiritual. Well, it boils over into this moment, this first particular moment that I can really remember something powerful happening with me spiritually. But suicide stalked me and it made its attempt to get me. So I'm driving on the highway and going over an overpass, and I heard a voice. This is the first time that I can really remember hearing this voice, and it said to me, "You might as well drive off this bridge. Nobody likes you. They laugh at you. They talk about you behind your back." And I knew that what that voice was saying was true. It was saying you might as well kill yourself. Nobody likes you. And it was repeating that over and over and over and over again. And while I'm driving, oh man.
You know, I have had negative thoughts like that. Came back to back sometimes, but I ain't hear no voices. Whenever I hear voices, it be like, it really be some good shit though. They be trying to tell me something about what I need to do or something. If I'm like if a nigga like one time I was in the shower and their voice was like, it was telling me, it was like, but you ain't even do this shit. Like I'm talking about like in like an angry but like a dad figure type shit. Like, man, what the fuck is you down about, nigga? This ain't even nothing. You ain't even go through this and this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just breaking it, you ain't even do this. You know? Like, nigga, pick yourself up. Fuck is you talking about, man? We got too much to do. You know what I mean? Sometimes they should have come through real strong on me, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. But get back to it.
While I'm driving, I see this. I love telling this. I see this. It was almost like it was like a trance, but in the spirit at the same time. It's hard to explain, but I saw myself standing on a giant, like it was like a sheet of paper. It reminded me of like typing paper or something like that, but it was giant. I was standing on it, and there was a huge hand underneath, and then it went away, and the thoughts of the suicide went away, and I continued on, you know, about my life as a young person. I'm gonna jump ahead and come back. What I learned about that particular vision that I saw, by this time that revelation came to me, it was many years later. I was in the middle of a worship service, and I was worshiping God at church, and that same exact vision came to me, and I heard the Holy Spirit speak to me. He said, the only thing that kept you from falling through was my hand holding you up. God spoke that to my heart. Let me tell you, it broke me. I was so filled with gratitude and worship. It just poured and flowed and flowed and flowed and flowed from me. But it was amazing and powerful that God was working with me and for me, even when I did not know or recognize him in that way. And that was so powerful. But getting back, I eventually end up leaving school.
And I'm stopping right there, man. That's gonna be the first part, man. Y'all tap in for part 2, man. I fuck with y'all boys, man. And, you know, the ladies out there, man, y'all all be safe. Y'all have a good motherfucking day.